Imagine finding an old coin in your pocket and discovering it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Today we are talking about two fascinating American coins, the 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter and the 1924 Standing Liberty Quarter. These coins are among the most wanted pieces for coin collectors around the world. The 1924 Standing Liberty Quarter. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary old quarter, but many collectors know that this coin can sometimes be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its condition. I am not joking, and I am completely serious because rare versions of this coin have shocked collectors and historians around the world. Many people have passed this coin through their hands without realizing its hidden value. And that is exactly why the 1924 quarter has become one of the most wanted treasures among coin collectors today. To understand why this coin is so important, we must travel back more than 100 years into the early 20th century when the United States wanted to improve the beauty and symbolism of its coins. At that time, many coins had designs that had remained unchanged for decades. The government believed American coins should represent the strength, courage, and artistic spirit of the nation. Because of this idea, the famous sculptor Herman Atkins McNeil was selected to create a completely new design for the quarter dollar. His design showed a powerful image of Lady Liberty standing proudly with a shield in one hand and an olive branch in the other. The shield symbolized protection and readiness to defend the nation, while the olive branch represented peace and hope for the future. This powerful combination made the design one of the most beautiful ever produced by the United States Mint. The Standing Liberty design first appeared in 1916 and quickly became popular because of its bold and artistic appearance. Over the following years, millions of these coins were produced and circulated across the United States. By the time the year 1924 arrived, the Standing Liberty Quarter had already become an important part of American daily life. People used it for shopping, transportation, and small everyday purchases. At that time, nobody imagined that decades later, collectors would search desperately for these same coins. The 1924 Standing Liberty Quarter was primarily minted at the historic Mint facility in Philadelphia. Although millions of coins were produced that year, the surprising truth is that very few survived in excellent condition. This is because most of the coins entered circulation immediately and were used for many years. As people spent them in stores and markets, the details slowly wore down. The date on the coin was especially vulnerable because it was placed in a high position on the design, making it easy to wear away after years of use. Because of this heavy circulation, finding a well-preserved 1924 quarter today is extremely difficult. Most surviving examples have faded details and worn surfaces. When collectors discover a coin with strong design features, clear lettering, and a visible date, it becomes highly desirable. This rarity is exactly what makes the coin so valuable today. Another important reason collectors love the 1924 quarter is the incredible artistry of the design. On the front of the coin, Lady Liberty stands confidently between two tall pillars which symbolize strength and stability. She holds a shield to defend the nation and an olive branch to represent peace. Surrounding her are stars that represent the American states. The image is not only beautiful but also deeply symbolic, reflecting the values and hopes of the country during the early 20th century. When we turn the coin over, we see one of the most elegant images ever placed on an American coin. A powerful eagle is shown flying across the sky with its wings fully extended. Beneath the eagle are several stars, and above it appears the word Liberty, along with the phrase representing the United States. This design captures a sense of freedom and movement, reminding people of the nation's strength and independence. One fascinating fact about the Standing Liberty series is that the date on the coins often wore away very quickly. Many people today find coins where the date is almost completely missing. Because of this problem, collectors sometimes struggle to identify the exact year of a worn coin. However, if a collector finds a 1924 coin where the date is still strong and clear, it immediately becomes far more valuable. Coins from this era were made from 90% silver and 10% copper. This means that even worn examples still contain precious metal. However, the real value of a 1924 quarter is usually determined by its condition and rarity rather than just its silver content. A heavily worn coin might be worth only a small amount above its silver value, but a high-quality coin with sharp details can sell for hundreds of dollars. In extremely rare cases where a coin survives in near-perfect condition, collectors have paid thousands of dollars at auctions. Professional grading services play a major role in determining the value of these coins. Experts carefully examine every detail, including the shine, the sharpness of Liberty's shield, the feathers of the eagle, and the clarity of the stars. After examining the coin, they assign it a grade that represents its condition. Coins with high grades are extremely desirable because they show how the coin originally looked when it left the mint more than a century ago. The excitement of coin collecting often comes from the possibility of discovery. Many valuable coins have been found in unexpected places, such as estate sales, old jars of coins, antique markets, and family collections. Some people inherit coins from their grandparents and only later discover that one of those coins could be worth a significant amount of money. Stories like these inspire collectors around the world to continue searching for rare coins like the 1924 quarter. Another interesting aspect of this coin is the time period in which it circulated. The 1920s were a period of major economic and cultural change in the United States. Cities were growing rapidly, new technologies were appearing, and people were experiencing a new modern lifestyle. During this exciting era, the 1924 quarter quietly moved through the economy, passing from one person to another in shops, restaurants, and marketplaces. Over the decades, many of these coins disappeared through loss, damage, or melting for their silver content. This gradual disappearance reduced the number of surviving coins, making the remaining examples even more valuable. Today, collectors compete fiercely when a high-quality 1924 Standing Liberty quarter appears at auction. Some rare examples have reached astonishing prices, proving that a simple 25-cent coin can become a valuable historical treasure. For collectors, the thrill of owning a coin like this is not just about money. It is about holding a real piece of history. When someone holds a 1924 quarter in their hand, they are touching an object that has existed for more than a century. That coin may have traveled through countless cities, passed through the hands of many different people, and witnessed the changing world around it. This is why the 1924 Standing Liberty quarter continues to fascinate collectors today. It represents art, history, and the possibility of hidden treasure all at the same time. The idea that such a small coin could carry so much history makes it truly amazing. So the next time you come across an old silver quarter, take a moment to look closely at the date and the design. You might discover that you are holding a rare piece of history that collectors around the world are searching for. What once seemed like a simple coin worth only 25 cents could actually be a valuable collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And that is exactly why the 1924 quarter remains one of the most exciting and most wanted coins in the world of coin collecting today. 1917. Standing Liberty quarter, a coin that many people have ignored for decades, but which today is considered one of the most wanted treasures among collectors. Imagine opening an old box of coins from your grandparents, or finding an old silver coin hidden in a drawer and suddenly discovering that it could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. This is exactly why the 1917 quarter dollar has become so exciting in the world of coin collecting. I am not joking, because some versions of this coin have shocked collectors with their incredible value and historical importance. To understand why the 1917 quarter is so valuable, we must go back to the early 20th century when the United States wanted to improve the artistic beauty of its coins. At that time, many American coins had simple designs that had been used for many years, and the government wanted something more impressive that could represent the strength and ideals of the country. Because of this, a talented sculptor named Herman Atkins McNeil was chosen to create a completely new design for the American quarter. His design showed Lady Liberty standing proudly in a confident pose. In one hand, she held a shield to represent protection of the nation, and in the other hand, she held an olive branch which symbolized peace. The design was powerful and artistic, and it quickly became one of the most beautiful coins ever produced by the United States Mint. The Standing Liberty design was first introduced in 1916, but the next year in 1917, it became widely produced and circulated across the United States. However, something unexpected happened that made the 1917 coins even more interesting. The original design showed Liberty with a very detailed artistic style that some people at the time considered too bold or controversial. Because of public reaction, the design was modified during the same year. Liberty's chest was covered with chainmail armor to make the image appear more traditional and symbolic of protection. This means that in the year 1917, there were actually two different versions of the quarter created, and this is where things become extremely exciting for collectors. The first version is called the Type 1 design, which shows Liberty in the original artistic form. The second version is known as the Type 2 design, where the armor was added. Because these two designs were made in the same year, collectors today carefully study 1917 quarters to see which version they have. Some of these coins were produced in limited quantities, and certain varieties can be extremely rare. This simple design change created a mystery and a challenge for coin collectors around the world who now search for both versions. Another reason why the 1917 quarter is so special is the fact that it was minted in different locations. The main mint in Philadelphia produced many of the coins, but additional coins were also produced at the Denver Mint and the San Francisco Mint. These coins are marked with small mint letters like D or S, which show where they were produced. Coins from different mints can have very different rarity levels. For example, certain 1917 San Francisco quarters are extremely difficult to find in high-quality condition, and collectors often compete to buy them when they appear at auctions. When these coins were first released, they were simply used as everyday money. People used them to buy food, pay for transportation, or make small purchases. At that time, nobody imagined that decades later collectors would search desperately for these same coins. Because they circulated for many years, many 1917 quarters became worn down. The date sometimes faded, the details of Liberty became smooth, and the coin lost its sharp design. This heavy circulation is exactly why well-preserved examples are so valuable today. A normal worn 1917 quarter might still contain silver because coins from that time were made of 90% silver. Even in average condition, such coins can be worth far more than their original 25-cent value. But when collectors find a 1917 quarter in excellent condition with clear details and strong lines in the design, the value can increase dramatically. Some high-grade coins have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their condition and rarity. One of the most exciting things about the 1917 quarter is that it belongs to the famous Standing Liberty series, which lasted from 1916 until 1930. Many collectors consider this series one of the most artistic in American coin history. The image of Liberty standing confidently with her shield became a powerful symbol of the nation during a time when the world was facing major historical changes, including global conflicts and economic transformations. Collectors also pay close attention to the smallest details of the coin. They look at Liberty's shield, the stars surrounding the design, and the eagle on the reverse side of the coin. On the back of the quarter, an eagle is shown flying strongly across the sky, which represents freedom and strength. When these details are clearly visible on a coin, it means the coin has survived many decades in surprisingly good condition. Today, the search for rare coins has become a worldwide hobby. People check old collections, inherited boxes of coins, and even coins found in markets or antique shops. The possibility of discovering a rare 1917 quarter makes the hunt incredibly exciting. Many stories exist where collectors discovered valuable coins in unexpected places such as old jars, estate sales, or forgotten family collections. Another important factor that influences the value of a 1917 quarter is professional grading. Experts carefully examine coins and assign them a grade based on their condition. A coin with sharp details, original shine, and minimal wear can receive a very high grade. These graded coins are often placed in protective holders and sold at auctions where collectors compete to purchase them. Some rare examples of the 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter have reached astonishing prices in major coin auctions, surprising many people who never imagined that a small silver coin could be worth so much. The story of the 1917 quarter reminds us that coins are more than simple pieces of metal. They are historical objects that travel through time, passing from one generation to another. Each scratch and mark tells a story about the people who used the coin decades ago. When collectors hold a 1917 quarter, they are holding a piece of history from more than 100 years ago. What makes this even more exciting is the possibility that some valuable coins may still be hidden in private collections or old boxes that nobody has checked carefully. Many people own coins that they inherited but never examined closely. A simple look at the date could reveal a treasure that collectors around the world are searching for. So the next time you see an old silver quarter, do not ignore it. Look carefully at the date and the design. If you are lucky, you might discover the famous 1917 Standing Liberty Quarter, a coin that has fascinated collectors for generations and continues to surprise people with its value and history. What once was just 25 cents could today be a small treasure worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, proving that sometimes the most ordinary objects can hide the most extraordinary stories.